Imagine waking up to the smell of warm cinnamon and orange zest. The secret is having the dough for these pillowy soft hot cross buns ready and waiting in the fridge. We're doing all the hard work of making our dough this evening, so in the morning all we have to do is pull our pan of beautifully risen buns out of the fridge and slide them into the oven to bake. I'm Nadine, and today on the Coastal Kitchen I'm showing you how to master the ultimate stress-free holiday bake. Let's get started. The first thing we have to do is mix together our milk and our yeast. So I have 3/4 of a cup of milk, and I'm just going to sprinkle in a teaspoon of active dry yeast. You can use regular yeast, you can use instant yeast. I also have 1 egg. Just break it up with a fork a little bit. Pour that into your bowl. And next I have 1/3 of a cup of just plain white sugar. And just give that a little whisk. Mix. Give that a little mix. Next, we're going to grate a little orange zest into our milk, yeast, and sugar. Just go all over the orange and grate the zest, taking care not to get too far into the white pith because that's bitter, and you just want the pure essence of orange flavor. That smells so good. Next I have our dry ingredients, which are 3 cups of flour, and I have some nice warm seasonings that are going to give these hot cross buns their delicious, distinctive flavor. Those flavorings are 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. So just give those a whisk into your flour. And then we can start adding this flour a little bit at a time into our wet ingredients. So I'm going to do it spoonful by spoonful. I'm going to turn on my mixer and just start mixing this in at a very low speed. And I have a dough hook attached to my mixer. So just spoonful by spoonful. And after you have most of the flour mixture spooned in, you can just tip in the remaining little bit that's in your bowl. And then start your mixer again, low speed, until all the dry ingredients are incorporated into the wet ingredients. So now I'll show you what it looks like at this point. It's quite stiff, but all the dry ingredients are pretty much incorporated into the wet ingredients. So at this point I have 1/4 of a cup of butter. I've had that sitting out at room temperature. So I'm just going to cut this into cubes, and 1 cube at a time I'm going to add it into this dough mixture and let the butter fully incorporate into that dough. 1 piece of butter at a time. Now let's crank up that speed and knead this dough for about 4 minutes. We're very close to the end of our kneading period, so I just want to show you what this looks like. So now we have a very smooth, elastic dough. It's a little sticky, it's a little shiny, and you want to pull this a little bit with your fingers and see if you can make a window pane. And once you can do that, your dough is ready. Now I think this needs to be kneaded for maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, and so I'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll rise the dough. And I should let you know that if your dough seemed a little dry, you can always adjust and add a splash of water or milk to the dough to get everything to incorporate. But once that starts kneading together, it should all come together in a very smooth ball like this. So we're just at the window pane stage, but a little bit more. So 2 more minutes. Once you hear that dough and you start to see it slapping against the sides of the mixing bowl, you're at the stage where you can stop kneading. Okay, and that's that. So now we have one last bit of flavor to add to our hot cross buns, and that is raisins and currants. So I have 1/2 cup of raisins. You can use whatever kind of raisins you like, golden raisins, sultana raisins, and Also traditional in hot cross buns are currants. And now knead the dough a little bit more until all of that dried fruit is incorporated. Okay, so most of our raisins and currants are incorporated, but some of them are still sitting in the bottom of the bowl, and that's okay. You can just work those in with a spatula. So now is the time when we give our dough a nice hour-long rise until it's doubled in size. So I have some oil. I have a nice large mixing bowl. Just going to do a swirl of oil around the bowl. Rub that around the bowl with my hands. And then take this lovely dough. Get rid of my dough hook. I don't need that anymore. And then just scrape this out into the bowl. Don't worry about those currants and raisins that haven't been worked into the dough just yet. We'll take care of that in a moment. So just pick up any loose raisins and push them into the dough. Give this dough a nice bit of a toss and fold to work all those extraneous raisins into the dough. And any that don't seem to be cooperating with you, just poke them into the center of the dough with your finger. So there's our beautiful ball of dough. So just cover this with a little bit of plastic wrap and just put this in a warm spot to rise while you make a little supper for yourself, clean up your kitchen, and in about an hour to an hour and a half, that should be risen, doubled in size, and we can shape our hot cross buns. So see you in a little bit. Well, we've had our supper, the kitchen is semi-cleaned up, and it's time now to check on our hot cross bun dough. And oh wow, it's nicely risen. It's double in bulk. The kitchen was nice and warm from making dinner, and so now we can punch this down and shape it into hot cross bun shapes. So roll up your sleeves, take off your rings, make sure your hands are nice and clean, and just punch that down. I've got a little bit of flour here, so I'm just going to flour my nice clean work surface and tip this beautiful dough out onto my board. And you just want to deflate this a little bit, not too much. It's going to deflate naturally as we shape this into balls. We're going to make 12 hot cross buns. So take a bench scraper and just eyeball this and cut your dough in half. And now cut each half in half to make quarters. And then as best you can, sort of shape this into a little log. And you're going to cut this into thirds. Those should all be fairly even in size. If you're really concerned about whether all the buns are of equal size, you can weigh each ball of dough and make sure that they're all equal, but I prefer just to eyeball it. So take each quarter of dough and stretch it out, and then cut each quarter of dough into thirds. So 1, 2, 3. So I think you get the picture. Each quarter cut into thirds will make a dozen hot cross buns. Who knew you were going to get a math lesson? That's why it's good to do baking with kids, because it teaches them things like fractions and how to weigh things and how to measure. So now we have 12 little balls of dough. We're going to just put a little more flour here, and we will work at rolling these into bun shapes. Take each ball and just sort of tuck everything in underneath itself. And this is also a good opportunity to push in any stray bits of raisins and currant that might have escaped the dough. So once you have a nice little ball, just turn these on your board while using the palms of your hand and the edges of your palms to really tighten and pull, and you're making like a mini ball of bread. So there's one. So tuck, 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 make a nice ball shape. And once you're sort of happy with that, then you can just keep pulling and tightening with the edges of the palms of your hand. These hot cross buns, even unbaked, smell fantastic. The orange zest is emanating from them as you work the dough. That beautiful cinnamon and cardamom smell, just gorgeous. We have our little balls of dough all made into nice bun shapes. So now I have a nice 9 by 13 inch baking pan that I've sprayed with baking spray. And we can just put our shaped hot cross buns into this pan. 3 across, 4 down. So there we have our 12 hot cross buns. They are ready to be covered with some plastic wrap, put in the fridge for about 12 hours. It is 8:22 in the evening. I'll probably be up around 7 o'clock. Preheat your oven, take these out of the fridge, and we'll bake them. But we'll go over all that tomorrow. So, nighty night. Well, good morning. Our hot cross buns have been having a nice slow rise overnight in the fridge, and we've been having a nice slow rise here this morning. And now we're ready to bake these for our brunch today. So I've taken my hot cross buns out of the fridge. I'm going to turn on my oven to preheat, and I'm just going to set these in a nice warm place, probably, on top of the stove while the oven heats up. And then we're going to bake these for 25 to 30 minutes. But as always, I always tell you everyone's oven is different. Start checking them around the 20-minute mark. They might just be on their way to being done at that point. Prepare for your kitchen to smell amazing. While the hot cross buns are baking in the oven, you can just mix up a little sweet glaze for the top of the buns. This is going to make the buns beautifully shiny and sticky and absolutely yummy. So I just have some orange marmalade, maybe 2 heaping teaspoons, and I'm just going to add a little bit of warm water to thin this out. I just boiled the kettle for a cup of tea, and just the tiniest splash. Mix that together. You don't want it too runny, you just want it brushable, a nice brushable orange glaze for the tops of these beautiful hot cross buns. And when the buns come out of the oven, we're just going to brush this over the top. So my timer has gone off, and oh my goodness, you should smell the kitchen. Wow. So let's take these rolls out of the oven and check if they're done. They've been in there for about 24 minutes. Gorgeous. These are beautiful and golden and smell like they're done. But if you're unsure, the way to check is to just stick an instant read thermometer into a very discreet place. And if the temperature goes to 180, 185, they're done. So I'm going to just stick this in, about 185 on the money. So these are done. So now we have our little orange marmalade glaze that we mixed up earlier. And I'm just going to take a pastry brush and brush this glaze all over our buns while they're hot right out of the oven. And you might get a few little strands of candied orange on there, and that's perfectly all right. In fact, that is absolutely delicious. There, now we can let these cool a little bit, and while these cool, we'll mix up the icing for our crosses on our hot cross buns. So I just have a little bit of icing sugar here. You don't need much, maybe half a cup. I'll put that in a little bowl. Just eyeball it, I'm not measuring it. And the tiniest splash of light cream or milk, and just a dash of vanilla. You don't need much of this either, just a splash. And you want a nice runny icing that you can put in a little piping bag, and it will have enough thickness to retain its structure so that when you draw your cross design with the icing, it holds its shape. There, that's about the consistency we're looking for. It's runny, but it still kind of holds its shape. So now to pipe the cross shapes onto the hot cross buns, I'm going to just put my icing into a Ziploc bag. So I have a little glass here, and I'm going to open it up and push that bag down into the glass, and then just scrape that icing into the Ziploc bag. And the timing on this is a little tricky because you want to serve your hot cross buns hot, of course, or at least warm. That's when they're most delicious. But to put the cross design on, the buns can't be too hot that the crosses just melt and slide off. So there's a delicate point at which you can do your icing of the buns. So I just feel them with the back of a finger. And yeah, they're still plenty hot, but let's see what we can do. Let's try one. I have my vanilla icing in my Ziploc bag, and I'm just sort of squeezing it into one corner. And I'm just going to snip off the little tip. So this is going to run before you are ready, so just start quickly piping one row at a time. Those look beautiful, don't they? Now we don't have to wait. Other times we've had to wait for things to cool, but this time we're gonna just dive right in. So let's see what these look like. I think this one in the middle looks most inviting. So just gently take a little knife, separate the buns, and lift it out. Gorgeous. These look amazing. They smell heavenly. All that cardamom and cinnamon and the orange peel. Very nice. So now let's pull it apart. Oh, wow. So beautiful. Look at that beautiful, soft, warm, fragrant dough. Yum. So nice. Yeah, they're absolutely perfect. Let's see what they taste like. So flavorful. They're full of spice and orange zest, a little hint of vanilla, the orange marmalade glaze, and they're just so scrumptious and pillowy soft and warm. And hot cross buns are the sort of thing that are perfect right out of the oven and eaten the day of. Do yourself a favor, some lazy holiday weekend, or any weekend for that matter, and whip up a pan of these on a Friday night or a Saturday night, stick them in the fridge overnight, and the next morning, when you're having a lazy morning with coffee and a good book, bake your hot cross buns. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.